Did Eakin ever come to you and thank you for the film? Because this made him a huge star.
Who?
Eakin.
Yes, after that we are very good friends. And I just talked to my son, it's somewhere there. When he was young, he gave a lot of things to my son, and till now we're very good friends too.
You shot the first film all over Hong Kong, on the streets and some of the night markets, and was this difficult to do? Did you have any permits, or you guys just went and shot?
No, this is very difficult. I remember that every day my stomach would pain. Because when you shoot the Causeway Bay, that's most crowded area, there's no permit. They are not allowed you to shoot movie that in that crowd area. So we just go and shoot. And sometimes also when police come. So when we argue with police, blah blah blah. A lot, each night about six or 10 times. At that moment, the government is not helping the film industry. They just don't care and don't support that kind of thing at that moment. But now, they did change.
The police would come and give you guys a tough time. What about triads? Did you have to?
Yeah, they give us a good time. No, they know me, okay? I'm a triad society. And they support because this movie is talking about them. So they are happy, they are giving a lot of help. And even when you saw the one in the ending scene, there are like 400 extras. Most of them are gangsters. And I have my advisor is also gangster. Like B God, he's a gangster. Yes, real gangster.
But he has a big career as an actor.
Yes, I tell him, don't kill people. Just kill people in the movies. Yes, that's why I told them. I hire so many gangster members that in the movies, and you see the background is mostly they are all gangster. So I just say don't fight in the street, fight in the movies. Come and give energy to the movies.
Did you do midnight previews for this to test with an audience?
We no need. In Hong Kong, the directors, it's okay. The movie is okay. But I remember that the first one we finished we shot about 1985, 1995. Is it okay? Yeah, 1995. Okay. And we finished like August. Everything, dubbing, mixing, everything is finished. And I have to wait for the release date. Nobody wants to release my movies.
Why?
For bad movies, that's all. Okay. So I wait until like January. I still remember January 15th. That is before Chinese New Year. This is the bad timing for a movie release because everybody don't want to go out to watch the movies because they wait for the Chinese New Year. They don't want to spend money on movies. And I still remember that we had two premiere in the midnight show. We call midnight show, like Saturday, 11:30. And the good news coming at afternoon. So many of the theater is, how to say,
sold out.
Sold out. And my office in Tsimsha, somewhere in Kowloon. And then we walk to the theater at the midnight, and then they heard so many people. Tell you faster, no ticket now. Where we go to buy the ticket for the young vendors? At that time we are so happy. And then in the middle we check the the box office. And my producer walked in and called to check out the box office. Suddenly he shouted loud, "What?" whole theater. And I asked what? He said, 1 million. It's nearly the whole Hong Kong including theaters is full. So we start that celebration. Drink, champagne, blah blah blah. And then next day also they get the high box office. Boom, 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 boom.
And then,
that's it.
But at some point, you guys decided to make part 2 very fast.
No, I don't want to do part 2.
Really?
Yes. At that moment, we start have my own company called POP. Okay, at that moment, I would say after one, I want to take a rest. And also, I say, I don't want that's fast money, because fast money. And then some investors say, if you don't shoot so many people follow your things, this is your thing, come on, shoot. And so we are very quickly to shoot the part 2. And I still remember that it's the fast movie that I shoot. I shoot only 12 days.
12 days.
12 days.
Wow.
And then non-stop shooting. I mean, when I shoot the day 8, the 8th day, and I look at my script, almost finished. And I tell the production manager, tomorrow, just have call and shoot something. I don't want that short day finish the whole movies. And then we shot 12 days, and then we did about, I still remember that we just within shoot and mixing everything released within a month. So that released in Hong Kong. And then we go to Macau, Hong Kong, and Taipei.
12 days.
12 days.
You were also the director of photography, right?
Yes.
You must have been very a little bit tired?
Very tired. Because I'm holding the cameras all days. So I only shoot 8 hours because my energy is that's it. Because I just always hold the camera, blah, 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 with no steady cam, no blah, blah, blah. So I think it's good because I'm the good too, so I don't need to say so many things that how to place a camera. Just I'll keep the camera and then I can shoot that.
One more question before we take questions from the audience. But every time you have a hit film, every time,
Yeah.
the Hong Kong film industry is doing badly, and you have a hit film. How do you do this? No one else seems to know how to do this.
No, I just want to save myself. That's simple. And so many people say, "Oh, you are the savior of the Hong Kong film." I say, "No, I just want to save myself. I want to survive." So I try my best to shoot that. The hard period, I try my best to shoot some good movies.
Some questions from the audience. Yes, right there on the side.
Speak Mandarin.
Oh. I'm sorry, only a little Cantonese.
Okay.
Thank you so much for being here. I owe my love of Hong Kong film to you. Hong Kong, you're synonymous with Hong Kong film, and these days it almost feels like we're going through a very transitional time in Chinese film in general, where we're seeing more period films and light films, nothing like we're seeing, like we saw today or Infernal Affairs. Do you see a point that we may go back to that more envelope-pushing, edgier plots that we saw back then?
For people who didn't hear the question, it was movies back at the time of Guata, Young and Dangerous are very dark. And now, because of Chinese co-productions, they have to be a lot lighter. Will Hong Kong return to this style of filmmaking?
This is a very tough question for me. And last few years I saw a lot of, like, as you say, this co-production thing. And because we shoot in China, we have so many branding. I mean, the script has censorship, that kind of things. So many subject matters we cannot touch, like Guangzhou cannot shoot, never cannot shoot in China. So I tried to make a method that how can I move in to make some like co-production projects like Hong Kong film yet before, but it is hard because the censorship. I mean, that kind of subject you cannot shoot. Political subject you cannot shoot. I mean, Infernal Affairs, that kind of movie you cannot shoot because you're telling about the bad cops. They think there are no bad cops in China. And this is hard for us, but we have to face that kind of things. I mean, this few years they getting more open, and there are a lot of meetings between the film, I mean China film. I mean they control that censorship, that kind of people. The people is getting younger and younger, and then open-minded. And now we can shoot some subject matter that police corruption in China. It's more big step that is happy for us. And then I think we'll change. When Obama say we'll change. And we'll look forward that will be changed. I mean, I'm still young, okay, I can wait. So yes.
Another question. Anyone in the back that I'm not seeing? All the way? Yes, all the way, friend in the peak, way in the back.
This from China. This girl. Cantonese, not Hong Kongese.
The question was, so sorry, Young and Dangerous.
Translate.
Young and Dangerous was arranged from a cartoon, and also that was like initially
Comics book.
Yes, and also initially, is that one of your style of making movies?
I mean, at that moment, comic is very popular in Hong Kong, and the comics book, like Young and Dennis, there's a lot of audience, and then this is like a commercial product, is a commercial thinking. If the comics book have a large group of audience, so we shoot that movie that normally we got quite good box office as this thing. But before the Young and Dangerous, so many people, I mean, we make some comics book that is not success. But I think this is luckily that I always say I'm so lucky that when I shoot, like we say that every time the Hong Kong movies bad, I shoot something. I mean, it's lucky that I got that comics. And even initially, it's my hobbies. I mean, not a comic. Driving is my hobbies. So that's I like shoot that kind of driving, like Fast and Furious, that kind of thing. And next year will be initially the second. And I hope to be not to be.
Another question. Yeah. The question is, what has he not made a film about that he wants to make a film about?
Good question. Almost everything. Cry, love, last week I watched Notting Hill, and I want to maybe I try to buy the remake soon in Beijing. And Notting Hill is very touching for me. That last week when I alone I sit in the apartment to watch. It's good. Yeah, so I have that. Okay, next year maybe I buy the remake back to Hong Kong or Beijing to shoot that kind of movies.
Another question. Yes, right there.
So when I was watching Young and Dangerous 1 and 2, both of them kind of reminded me of some Hollywood movies. So I wonder, while you and your writer were doing the pre-production of the two movies, if any of you had any reference on American gangster movies, like West Side Story or Godfather. That's my first question. Could you please answer that?
No, this is based on the comics.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this is a lot of true story. I mean, in the both movies, in part 3, part 4, part 5. Do you know we have part? We shoot 5, and we have the Pico, and we have like is it how to translate somewhere? The Sister 13. That Peter Chan's wife, that we have also shoot that kind of thing. And I make book. Moses is based on the real things. We do a lot of research from the gangster, even the big gangster. We have a lot of research, and we sit down with him and talk and go with him, look around. What the life of the gangster. I did a lot of that kind of things.
Oh, 2 for 1.
Sorry.
Is it good?
Yeah. Well, I also heard that you're currently making another feature film about Chinese immigrant gangsters in New York City, and Mr. Martin Scorsese is a producer. Could you give us any update on that film?
I almost finished.
Oh.
There were 6 more days, and then we'll be finished like July 10th.
And just one more thing.
Too much. No, 2 per customer. Anyone else have a question? Wait, I saw someone all the way in the back. Yes, you in the middle. Nope, you, yes. Yes, you.
Since you're a talented cinematographer also, the movie you're working right now, how do you find working with another cinematographer? Can you talk about the process?
Any crew coming today? No Green Dragon crew, right? Any? Only my AD. And luckily this time, of course, I use my method. I mean, when I hire the DOP and we talk to him, I will just follow what I said. I mean, this is quite. Quite hard for them, and I use a lot of practical light, but in the set I don't allow any extra light, just like a semi-documentary, and luckily they follow that kind of things, and so that's why we shoot so fast. I mean, I still remember that every day we just shoot about 6 hours, maybe 7 hours. Yesterday's longest hour we shot about 10 hours. So luckily the crew can adapt my form. I mean, even it's lucky that you know me. I'm a DOP a long time ago. So I hire some young people. So they listen and they adapt and then they follow my so-called orders.
Actually, I have a quick question.
You know.
Oh.
可以，当然可以。
我想问一下，就是像您这些像这个《古惑仔》他们之前很多这个香港电影在国外都很受欢迎，但是这几年香港电影有一点就是在国外稍微衰落一点。你觉得未来香港电影在国际上的这个发展你怎么看？
The question was, for example, Young and Dangerous and also your other films were well received internationally, and also other Hong Kong films. But recently, she was asking, we were kind of observing that Hong Kong film is going down a little bit on the international market. What do you see the future of Hong Kong film internationally?
I think now Hong Kong movies, I mean the industry is changing. Because as before the question here, a lot of like co-production in China. So we need that. We need some time to change a little bit. I mean, I think it's okay. Like the stock market, up and down is normal. We just try our best to make some good movies.
One more question from the audience. Yeah, I saw your hand first.
What inspired you shoot the Guazai? I mean, what's the story behind your personal life?
The question for anyone here is what was the inspiration to shoot the first Young and Dangerous film?
And before Young and Dangerous, I remember that I with Yigin to shoot the story of Temple Street. Anybody look at that movies? Yes. That inspired me that Yi Kin Chang can be like act a gangster, but not that is handsome gangster. I mean, Young and Dangerous is all 5 handsome boys. It's not like the old days, they are all gangsters. So this is, Young and Dangerous for me is like a young, the actor is young and beautiful and smart, that kind of thing. So after the story of Temple Street, inspired me that okay, you can find some good-looking guys to be a gangster.
Okay, we've got to wrap up, folks. We're sticking around.